and Polanski is too good for them in the Derby. Runs away a big staying win, and he wins it by 3 lengths. But Set Square's going really strongly, and Set Square drew away one of the Oaks from Thunder Lady. Flying Artie's hit the front late in the race though. Flying Artie, too good, won it well.
Gates are back. Savvy Nature, one of the first about. Criterion and brings something a little slow. Epic Saga, the first to ping out on the outside. Throw the King away very fast and leads. So Throw the King from Epic Saga and San Diego right up there on the steel. He's up there in third placing, and they're followed then by Famishon, who's going to settle fourth at the turn out of the straight. Thunder Fantasy ran wide, and so did Tips and Beers behind him. Honey Steele's Gold posed up just behind them. Savvy Nature's gone back in the field. He settled with about 5 behind him, and Complacent has 3 behind him. So it is Throw the King who leads now to the Riverside, and he opened up about 5 lengths on the field from Epic Saga. Tips and Beers wouldn't settle, and he's charging around the outside now, and he moved into second placing. 2 lengths to San Diego, who's now fourth, and they're 2.5 on Honey Steele's Gold, and they were being followed over on the outside of those horses then to Famishon. 1.5 lengths Polanski, about 7 lengths away from the leader, and behind him Pinstripe Lane over on the inside as they go out towards the 1400 metre mark. Couple of lengths, 2-pack Amaru, who's down on the inside. Thunder Fantasy is just ahead of him, and Savvy Nature is on the outside of 2-pack Amaru, less than 1400 to go. 2 lengths Bring Something, Surging Wave, Complacent, Drago, and Criterion is last of all in the field, and the Derby is strung out over plenty of territory. 35 lengths would cover them, and out in front is Throw the King. He's 2 lengths on Tips and Beers. 2.5 lengths away, Epic Saga on the inside of San Diego. They're more than 2 lengths then on Honey Steele's Gold, and next on the outside then came Famishon. They're about 4 lengths on Polanski, and 3 lengths to Thunder Fantasy. Pinstripe Lane, Savvy Nature at least a dozen off the leader, and behind him 2-pack Amaru, Bring Something, Surging Wave, Complacent a minute back with Criterion and Drago. So they're coming up towards the home turn. Throw the King from Tips and Beers. Epic Saga's been with them all the way, and so too San Diego. Famishon turns 5th in the blue colours. Now they swing into the straight. Here's Polanski starting to come with his run, and hasn't he got something to give? And pulled out as Criterion and Complacent, and they're both running on strongly. Polanski raced to the lead. Geez, got there early. Here comes Complacent, Criterion, and further back is Thunder Fantasy, and down the outside was Drago. Polanski in front, Complacent 1.5 lengths away, then Criterion and Thunder Fantasy boxing on, but Polanski out in front and going strongly. He's 2 lengths in front of Complacent, and Polanski is too good for them in the Derby. Runs away a big staying win, and he wins it by 3 lengths. Complacent second, Thunder Fantasy's run third, Criterion 4, then 2-pack Amaru, and they were followed by Drago, Bring Something, and then came Surging Wave, Honey Steele's Gold. Further back is Famishon, San Diego, Epic Saga, Pinstripe Lane. Well back is Savvy Nature. Set. They're off in the Crown Oaks. Thunder Lady, one of the first to break, and beginning quickly is Lamosti. Fontaine Ruby on her inside, and Set Square are prominent. Imperial Lass goes forward down towards the judge, and as they settle down, Abduction's gone right back, and she's second or third last. Making their way to the turn out of the straight, Fontaine Ruby has taken up the running, and she's all fired up too. She leads by about 2 lengths. Imperial Lass goes to second, and Lamosti is third, and Set Square's fourth, the inside of Crafty. Yesterjoy's on a move quickly around the outside, and they're followed then by Go Indigo, and behind them is Gold Condor, and they're followed then by Game of Fame and Abduction, and Thunder Lady and Hipster Girl is last. Well, Fontaine Ruby just doesn't want to settle down, and she leads the Oaks field by 2. Imperial Lass up to second spot, and Lamosti's dropped right in behind them, third on the inside behind her stablemate. Yesterjoy gets a good trail, she's fourth, and Set Square likewise fifth down on the inside. 1 further back came Crafty. A length behind them is Gold Condor, Go Indigo, and they're followed by Abduction. Back to the end is Game of Fame, Hipster Girl, and Thunder Lady brings up the rear as they make their way to the 1400 metres, and still Fontaine Ruby with her head skyward, led by about 1.5 lengths. Imperial Lass up there in second placing, travelled pretty well, and Lamosti likewise third on the inside. 1 to Yesterjoy. A length further back came Set Square, a length to Crafty, a length further back is Gold Condor, followed by Go Indigo and Abduction. 3/4 then to Game of Fame, followed by Hipster Girl, and Thunder Lady is still last of all. It's been an even tempo set by Fontaine Ruby. She comes down the side, just over a length in front. 1,000 metres to go. Imperial Lass second, and they're 2.5 on Lamosti, and Yesterjoy on the outside. 2 lengths to Set Square. Game of Fame making a move quickly for Ollie around the outside of Crafty. When they go to the 800, Thunder Lady's gone to the back of that move, and she's working home with Go Indigo. Well back as they swept towards the turn was Abduction, Hipster Girl, and also Golconda on the move around the turn, and Yesterjoy had raced up with Imperial Lass. They hit off Fontaine Ruby. Lamosti poised on the outside in the white blinkers, and around them comes Thunder Lady and Go Indigo and Abduction of the deeper outrunners in the straight now, down towards the 400 metres, and Lamosti's raced up on the outside. Hall's just sitting quietly at the moment. Set Square's got through down near the inside, and Golconda's running on as well. Here's Thunder Lady starting to come home hard. Set Square hits the lead inside the 200. Thunder Lady coming home on the outside. Set Square from Thunder Lady and Golconda, but Set Square's going really strongly, and Set Square drew away one of the Oaks from Thunder Lady. Golconda's a neck away third, and Hipster Girl got home for fourth. Lamosti just didn't stay it, and then Abduction, Go Indigo. A break behind those to Game of Fame, Imperial Lass, Crafty and Fontaine Ruby, and Yesterjoy is one of the last home. Hugh Bowman has ridden a beautiful race, a brilliant race to win the Crown Oaks on Set Square. Number 8, here's a filly that has completely underlined the brilliant training of Kieran Maher. They're off. And just a little slow to move, it would look, was Extreme Choice, and Star Turn Saracino away quickly. Russian Revolution coming grandstand side. He might end up solo there. No, J-Mac's going to get his slipstream, so Astern drops in behind Russian Revolution, and they're the only two grandstand. Star Turn led Saracino close to the middle of the course. Extreme Choice getting some cover from these, and they're followed behind those in the field then by Darren and Benolo Blanik back towards the end, and at the end of the field is Flying Artie. So they're heading down towards the 600 metre mark now. Still split divisions with Russian Revolution giving the cart up to Astern. Right over on the outside, up the middle of the course. Star Turn from Saracino. Extreme Choice peels over the heels now of Star Turn, and Knew It Said Go. And out on this side, Darren is coming with a run as well. 300 metres left to go. Star Turn up the middle of the track. Still had it from over on his inside, Extreme Choice. Astern starting to lift, and Flying Artie coming through in the middle. It's Star Turn and Flying Artie with Astern. Flying Artie's hit the front late in the race though. Flying Artie, too good, won it well from Astern or Star Turn in minors. Just behind them then Extreme Choice, and they were followed by Russian Revolution, Manolo Blanik, Saracino and Darren.
Well, he was the forgotten 3-year-old. That was phenomenal. Flying Artie, second up from a spell where he had a few issues, and look at Hughie Bowman. Doesn't he love it?